Hi everyone, very quick what's in the box for our armour covering for the mirror housings on your Cybertruck. You've probably seen a few of these videos by now. I just want to draw your attention to the fact that this one's a little different to install. Essentially all the other panels we've made so far have been for flat surfaces. This one's obviously going on the mirrors, which do have some curves to them, so please take the time to watch the video. I'm going to go ahead and do the driver's side. And then obviously it's a repeat for the passenger side. But in the kit, you get the two wraps, you get the instructions, which links you to this video, and of course a squeegee. Let's get out there. Okay, first thing we're going to do is a quick cleanup. Obviously we've been testing things, so we're pretty clean on the mirror, but chances are real good you have some bug splats or something else on there. So I'm just using alcohol as the final prep, but obviously if your mirror has bugs and stuff on it, then please give it a quick wash first before the alcohol. And all the alcohol does is just strip off any other crud that might be on there from waxes or anything else like that. Okay. So we're going to start with the strip here. Reason for that is it acts as an alignment point. So making sure you pick the right side. I'm doing driver. Just peel that back. And then you can start from either end. I recommend starting from this end though. As with every single wrap we do, we're not trying to cover the radius, so come in just inside there. So something like that, go a bit higher. That's looking pretty good. Certainly take your time, a little more than I am perhaps, but then I'm going to come down and then just kind of wrap it along that bottom edge of the mirror. Sort of like a house foundation, or when you're building a brick wall. This is quite important. You want to get this piece really well lined up because it does act as your sort of guide, certainly for this main piece here. Okay, give that a quick squeegee. I always recommend installing the armour product in the sunshine. You can maybe see today is not sunny at all, so it sort of matters less because we're not stretching it as we do on the longer pieces, but we are going to be wrapping it around some curved shapes, more so than any other armor set that we've done. So that may play against us a little bit, so bear with me if that's the case. Let's grab the next section. Next up we'll do this piece, the main piece. So I'm going to start over here on this edge and we're going to get it lined up across here, along here, and then we'll come around kind of maintaining our gap to the first piece we put on there. So again, looking sort of over the top of it. That looks pretty good. So let's just get that line in. Now this, I'm going to pull on this really quite solidly to bring this over this edge. In fact, I'm going to just peel that back a little bit. We really want to get a good bond on that, so just bringing that over. I'm not sticking this piece down just yet. We're just making it over this sort of rotation. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. And then now I'm going to sort of steer this piece along this bottom edge here to get it lined up nicely with that first piece we put there. And you can see we have a bunch of bubbles. We're going to take care of all of that right now. Let's grab that squeegee. So some of these will just work their way out. You can see that's nicely stuck, so I'm going to have to peel that back just to release that. But that's okay because we've already sort of established the shape of what we're looking for. And then as we come this way, just keep working it. We don't want to introduce any stress into the film, so we really don't want to try and work this out with a bunch of squeegeeing. And you can maybe see that I'm just a little high on this gap anyway, so we're going to peel that back again, and then we're going to work this down like this. Doesn't really matter which side of squeegee you use, I just prefer the softer felt side. And then we have these stress cutouts up here anyway, so I'm just going to use my thumb to work this down, and maybe the hard side of the squeegee just to kind of work out that little tiny air bubble there. You may notice, you know, in a day or 2 or 3, especially if you get a pretty substantial heat change, you'll see a couple of little bubbles popping up. Don't worry, if they're in the middle, we're just going to peel it back and release it. If they're on the edges, then just, you know, push it down with your thumb. But hopefully you can see that's on there nicely. Good alignment along here as well. So the last bit is this panel here. You can hear the leaves blowing around in the background. Apologies for that, it's super windy here today. Okay, this last piece is a little tricky to show on camera. It's not tricky in practice, but it's just trying to get the angles. So if I get in the way of this, then apologies. But what we're looking for is obviously to line up on this bottom edge and this edge here. So I'm going to position this little corner first. Just kind of get that in the right spot, which it is. And then we're going to sort of work up this edge here, this leading edge if you like. So we've got a nice alignment there, which that looks pretty good. And then I'm just going to gently pull on it for now, just to make sure that I'm tracking right on this bottom, which I am. In which case I'm going to grab the squeegee and work from that end towards me. And just wrap it up at the top here. And there you have it. So you'll see that I've got really no gap at all there. This is your hope, but I wouldn't obsess over that too much. You know, the easier fitment is perhaps to just have a 2 or 3 mil gap all the way along here, same as we had to have here. We couldn't have this as one piece because you're rotating it this way, then you're rotating it that way, and this isn't PPF in the traditional sense, so that was never going to work. So this is how it goes on. Here we've got kind of an invisible seam, but if I show you on the passenger side real quick, there's more of a gap here. So you can do it either way. If you get lucky, as I did over here, kind of on the first attempt, then it results in a really, really clean look. But again, I wouldn't worry about it if you have a 2 or 3 mil gap. As long as it's symmetrical all the way along, then the look is still really, really good. There you go. Thank you for watching.